Welcome to Creepytalks, where hidden fears come alive through chilling horror tales. Dare to listen as every story pulls you deeper into the darkness. Story 1. The Man Who Should Never Have Been Loved. She thought it was love, until it became horror. Snow fell in heavy, suffocating sheets over Berlin, Germany that December night. Streetlights flickered with a weak golden glow, barely cutting through the fog that wrapped the city like a cold, pale shroud. And walking through those quiet streets was Amelia Hart, a 26-year-old painter with a fragile heart and a past she still carried like a bruise. 3 years ago, she had escaped a brutal and toxic relationship, yet the scars stayed. They stayed in her dreams. They stayed in her paintings. And worst of all, they stayed in the way she longed for love again. That night, as Amelia left a late-hour cafe, hugging her coat closer around her trembling body, she saw him, a man standing under a street lamp, still, silent, almost too still. His coat was pitch black, his gloves spotless, his face sharp, elegant, foreign, but the most unsettling part, his eyes never blinked. Amelia slowed her steps. The stranger turned toward her as if he had been waiting. "Cold night," she said politely. He replied, voice low and smooth like velvet dipped in ice. Cold nights make people honest. She felt a strange shiver, not fear, something else, something magnetic. When the man stepped under the streetlight, Amelia saw him clearly. Lucien Ward, tall, beautiful in an unnatural, ethereal way. Eyes like a midnight ocean. He walked beside her without asking. They spoke a little. Lucien told her he had recently moved from London for work. Amelia told him she was an artist. Then Lucien asked softly, "Do you paint things you truly see, Amelia?" Amelia blinked. I never told you my name." Lucien smiled barely. "You did." But she hadn't. She knew she hadn't. Yet she didn't feel threatened. She felt seen, maybe too seen. As she reached her apartment gate, Lucien stopped. "Can I see you again?" It was sudden, too sudden. But loneliness is a dangerous hunger, and Amelia was starving. "Okay," she whispered. "Coffee tomorrow?" Lucien nodded once. "Tomorrow, 5 p.m. Don't worry. I'll find you." The sentence was strange, but Amelia was already drowning in the attention she had waited years for. She didn't know she had just opened the door to a nightmare disguised as love. The beginning of something wrong. The next day, Amelia reached the cafe at 5 p.m. Lucien was already there, sitting perfectly straight, not touching his drink, watching only her, not the door, not the street, her. "You look beautiful today," he said the moment she sat. She flushed. No one had said that to her in years, but the waitress walking by whispered in Amelia's ear, "Is he your boyfriend?" "No," Amelia laughed nervously. "We just met last night." The waitress froze. All color drained from her face. "Be careful," she whispered, and hurried away without explaining. Lucien tilted his head slightly. "Is something wrong?" "No," Amelia muttered, but a small seed of unease had planted in her chest. Their conversation lasted hours. Lucien never looked away, never checked his phone, never blinked for too long. It was flattering and disturbing. "Do you live alone?" he asked casually. "Yes." His expression softened. "Too much." "Good," he whispered. She didn't understand what he meant, but she let it go. Signs, shadows, and small warnings. Over the following days, Lucien became a constant presence. He texted her, called her, showed up unannounced, always at the perfect time. He said it was coincidence, but coincidence doesn't explain everything. Like the night Amelia returned home and found her bedroom window slightly open when she never opened it. Or the red rose lying on her art table, though she didn't own roses, or the feeling that someone was always standing behind her reflection. Panicking, she called Lucien. He picked up instantly. "Someone was inside my room," she cried. There was silence. Then Lucien's calm voice. "No one else was there. Only me." Amelia's blood ran cold. What? Why were you in my room? I never gave you my keys," Lucien replied gently. "You don't need to give me things, Amelia. I'll take them when I need them. I was just making sure you're safe." His tone wasn't angry, wasn't apologetic. It was possessive, overprotective, like he already owned her. Amelia wanted to confront him, but her loneliness, her trauma, her fear of being alone, it made her quiet, and in that silence, Lucien grew stronger. The real horror begins. Every night, small things kept happening. Her balcony would creak like someone walked on it. She felt someone stroking her hair while she slept. Shadows in her apartment didn't match her furniture, and an unknown number texted her, "You're mine now." And then, Lucien said something she could never forget. They were walking in the cold evening when she asked, "How do you know so much about me?" Lucien stopped, turned toward her, and said, "I've been watching you for months before we met." Her breath caught. "Whammy, why would you do that?" Lucien stepped closer, his gaze darkening like a storm. "Because love doesn't begin when two people speak. It begins long before that." Amelia felt her heart crawl into her throat. Something was very, very wrong. His skin was too cold. His shadow didn't always appear. His footsteps were silent, too silent. Lucien Ward was not normal, and Amelia was already trapped in a love story that was mutating into horror, slowly, beautifully, inevitably. Story 2. The red flags that look like roses. For the next week, Lucien's presence in Amelia's life became almost supernatural. He appeared everywhere. In the cafe she visited, on the street she walked, even at the small art supply shop she went to twice a month. He always appeared before she did. Always. One evening, Amelia found him standing outside her apartment building, staring up at her window as if watching for movement. She felt her breath catch. "Lucien, what are you doing here?" He turned slowly, his expression unreadable. "I was waiting for you. I didn't tell you I'd be home now." "You don't need to," he said softly. "I just know." A strange chill ran through her spine. Something in his voice. It wasn't romantic. It was certain. Too certain. As if he had mapped her life long before he entered it. But Amelia pushed the discomfort aside. She was too afraid of losing someone again. Too afraid to be alone. Lucien stepped closer, brushing a cold hand across her cheek. "Come with me tonight," he said. "I want to show you something." Amelia hesitated. "What is it?" "A place," he whispered. "A place where no one will ever hurt you again." His words should have comforted her, but instead, they felt like chains being wrapped around her wrists. Still, she nodded. Lucien smiled. It wasn't a human smile. A night drive that should have never happened. Lucien drove a black, polished car that looked almost new, though Amelia had never seen him park it anywhere. The interior smelled like cold metal and something sweet, almost like roses mixed with ash. As they drove through the dark outskirts of Berlin, Amelia noticed something odd on the dashboard. A photograph. Her photograph. It was taken weeks before she met him. She wore a blue coat and held her grocery bag. She wasn't looking at the camera. She wasn't posing because she didn't know she was being photographed. Her stomach knotted. "Lucien, what is this?" He glanced at it calmly. "A beautiful moment. You took this without asking." "I captured you," he said, "before someone else could." "Lucien, that's not normal." He finally looked at her. His eyes were dark, too dark. Love isn't normal, Amelia. She shrank into her seat. As the car moved deeper into the woods outside the city, the world grew darker. Snowflakes hit the windshield like little whispers. I want you to trust me, he said. She answered quietly, I'm trying. Lucien's fingers tightened around the wheel. No, he said, you're afraid of me. Amelia froze. He wasn't asking. He was stating. Tell me I'm wrong, he whispered. Amelia tried to breathe normally. You're not wrong. I am confused. Lucien nodded slowly. Good. Fear is honest. He didn't say anything after that, only drove. And Amelia realized he was enjoying her fear. The house in the silent forest. They reached a small abandoned cabin hidden deep in the woods. Wood rotten, windows cracked, snow covering the roof like a burial cloth. Why here? Amelia whispered. Lucien stepped out, circled the car, and opened her door. This was my mother's place, he said. She died here. Amelia softened, sympathy warming her chest. But something in Lucien's tone felt off, like he wasn't sad. He was remembering. Come inside, he said. The cabin was cold, lifeless, dusty, yet candles were lit, fresh wax dripping. Someone had been here recently. Did you light these? She asked. Lucien turned to her with a strange smile. They never go out. Amelia frowned. What do you mean? They just don't, he repeated. He walked to a corner table where a single object rested, a framed photograph, a young woman, beautiful, dark hair, bright eyes. Is that your mother? Amelia asked. Lucien stared at the photo. No, that's Evelyn. Amelia waited, but Lucien said nothing else. Who is she? Amelia asked softly. Lucien stepped closer to the picture, his voice low. She was someone who loved me too much. A pause. And someone I loved too much. What happened to her? Lucien turned. His expression was cold. She disappeared. Amelia's skin crawled. Lucien, did you hurt her? He smiled. A slow, chilling smile. Hurt her? No. He tilted his head. I kept her. Amelia's pulse quickened. This wasn't romance. This wasn't attraction. This was a cage, and Lucien was the lock, a confession in the dark. Lucien stepped close to Amelia, so close she felt the cold radiating from his body. You think I'm dangerous, he said quietly. She swallowed. I don't know what to think. I know what you think, he whispered. I know everything about you. Amelia backed away, breath trembling. Lucien, you're scaring me. And yet you're still here, he answered. I didn't want to come here, she cried. You insisted. Lucien's eyes darkened. I ask. You obey. That is how this connection works. No, she whispered. That's not love. Lucien stepped forward. Amelia stepped back until her spine hit the wall. He leaned in, breath cold against her ear. You think I am human? His voice was barely a whisper. Amelia, if I was human, I would have let you leave the night we met. Her knees weakened. Her breath hitched. What are you? He pressed his lips near her ear. Yours. But it didn't feel like devotion. It felt like a threat. He lifted a lock of her hair, brushing it between his fingers. You remind me of Evelyn, he said. I'm not Evelyn. He smiled. You will be. Amelia's entire body went cold. This wasn't a man in love. This was a man recreating a ghost and forcing her into the shape of someone else. The escape attempt. Suddenly, the wind outside howled. The candles flickered violently. The door creaked open like pushed by an invisible hand. Amelia jumped. Lucien, what was that? Nothing, he said, but the look in his eyes said otherwise, like he recognized the sound. Amelia made a decision. She ran, straight out the cabin door, into the freezing forest, heart racing, breath burning, legs numb. Amelia! Lucien's voice echoed behind her. Not loud, not screaming, just powerful, commanding. Come back. She didn't look back. Branches slapped against her face. Snow stung her skin. Cold air tore her lungs apart. She ran until her legs collapsed, until her palms hit the snow, until she heard footsteps approach, but not crunching. They were silent, deadly silent. A shadow fell over her. Lucien knelt beside her, calm as the night. You can't outrun me, he whispered, brushing snow from her hair. You can never outrun someone who knows your heart better than you do. Lucien, please let me go. He touched her cheek gently. I will never let you go. Two meanings, both terrifying. He lifted her effortlessly, his strength unnatural, and carried her back through the forest. Amelia didn't fight, didn't scream, because she realized something chilling. Lucien didn't get tired, didn't breathe hard, didn't leave footprints. He wasn't human. Story 3. What Lucien really was. Amelia didn't remember falling asleep. One moment she was shivering in Lucien's cold arms as he carried her through the endless forest, and the next she woke up on her own couch in her Berlin apartment. Her clothes were dry, her hair neatly brushed, a warm blanket placed over her carefully. It looked gentle, but when she touched her neck, she froze. There was a mark, a thin line, like a cold fingertip had pressed against her skin for too long. Her heart raced. She sat up and screamed. Lucien was sitting in the corner of her living room, in the shadows, perfectly still, like a statue waiting for animation. How long have you been here? She whispered. Lucien didn't blink. Since I brought you home. You watch me sleep? I watch you breathe, he corrected softly, to make sure you stay alive. Her chest tightened. That's not love, Lucien. That's surveillance. Lucien tilted his head, expression unreadable. Love is what people name control to feel better about it. Amelia felt a deep, sickening dread spread through her ribs. She stood slowly. We need to talk. Lucien rose from the chair. No sound, no shift of weight, no natural movement. It was like watching something mimic a human, almost but not fully. What do you want to talk about? He asked. His voice was soft, too soft, like silk on a blade. Who are you? Amelia asked. And don't lie to me. Lucien smiled, a sad smile, a terrifying smile. I have never lied to you. Then tell me the truth. He stepped into the dim light, and for a split second, just half a heartbeat, Amelia saw something wrong behind his eyes. Not black, not red, something empty, a void, a hunger. Lucien, she whispered, backing away. What are you? He raised a hand gently, as if calming an animal. You don't need to fear me. Then tell me. His voice dropped, low, cold, ancient. I am the person you loved. A pause. But not just now. Amelia's stomach twisted. What do you mean? Lucien's gaze deepened, darkened. I have lived many lives, Amelia. His tone wasn't dramatic, it was factual, like saying the sky is blue. I have watched many worlds change, and I have watched many women love me. Amelia's voice trembled. And Evelyn, she was one of them? Lucien nodded. She loved me, she feared me, she wanted to leave me, just like you. His words cut into her like icy shards. I am nothing like her, Amelia said shakily. Lucien's smile widened slightly. That's what she said too. Amelia inhaled sharply. No, Lucien, I am not Evelyn. I won't become her. You cannot replace her with me. Lucien stepped closer. Too fast, too smooth. You don't understand. His voice dropped to a whisper. I didn't choose Evelyn. I choose you. His hand rose to her cheek, cold, possessive. This time, I won't lose what's mine. She slapped his hand away. Hard. Lucien didn't get angry, didn't react, but something flickered in his eyes. Something dark, something ancient. You shouldn't do that, he said softly. Or what? Amelia snapped, shaking. You'll keep me the way you kept her? Lucien stepped forward again, expression calm and terrifying. I lost Evelyn because she stopped loving me. A pause. She tried to run. Did you kill her? Amelia demanded. Lucien didn't blink. I did not kill her. For a moment she breathed in relief. Then he finished. But I kept her. Amelia felt her knees weaken. What does that mean? Lucien reached into his coat pocket and pulled out something small, something silver. He held it between his fingers and opened his palm. A ring. Evelyn's ring. Amelia recognized the woman in the photo instantly. A beautiful silver band with a small engraved letter, E. Why do you have this? She whispered. Lucien stepped closer. Because she still belongs to me. Amelia stared at the ring, at Lucien, at the shadow behind him that didn't match his shape. Her voice broke. Where is Evelyn now? Lucien leaned down until his lips almost touched her ear. In the place where all my loves stay. A whisper. A place where you will go too, eventually. Amelia pushed him away with all her strength. He didn't move, didn't sway, didn't react. He simply stood there, hands loosely at his sides, gaze fixed on her like she was oxygen. I'm leaving, she said breathlessly. You can't. You don't own me, Lucien. He finally blinked, slowly, like he was remembering a human gesture. Ownership is a human word, he said. What I feel is older than that. Amelia grabbed her coat and headed for the door. Lucien didn't stop her. He simply said, You'll be back. She didn't answer, didn't look at him. She just ran, down the stairs, out into the freezing street, into the night. But the moment she reached the corner of the street, her phone buzzed. A message from a number she didn't know. Don't go far. I can't follow you in the light. Her heart stopped. She looked around. Every street lamp, every building, every glow, dark, power outage. All of Berlin's streetlights were off, like someone had planned it, like someone had waited for darkness. And then a second message came. Come home, Amelia. She started running again, desperate, not toward home, away. But the cold wind whispered her name, not a voice, not an echo, a whisper, like a shadow speaking. Amelia, Amelia, come back. She stumbled into a brightly lit gas station, the only safe place with light. The clerk stared at her in confusion. You okay? Amelia's breath came in sharp bursts. No, please. Can I stay here a moment? Of course, miss. She crouched near the bright fluorescent lights, heart pounding. Her phone buzzed again. This time, a picture of her apartment door, fresh, taken just seconds ago. Lucien's message followed. You can run anywhere you want, but you always return to the person who loves you. Amelia's voice cracked. He wasn't chasing her. He was waiting like a predator, certain of his prey. She curled into herself, trembling. Lucien wasn't human. Lucien wasn't safe. Lucien wasn't love. Lucien was a nightmare wearing a beautiful face, and he believed she belonged to him forever. Story 4. The Secret Evelyn Left Behind. Amelia stayed in the brightly lit gas station for almost an hour. Every time the automatic door opened, she flinched. Every hum of the electric lights made her fear they would go out. Every passing car sent her heart racing. Lucien's words kept replaying in her mind. I can't follow you in the light. You will go where all my loves go. I kept her. She needed answers, real answers. and there was only one place she could find them. Evelyn. Who she was. What happened to her? Where she vanished. The gas station clerk, concerned, offered her a cup of hot tea. Boyfriend troubles? He asked gently. Amelia's throat tightened. Something like that. He nodded in sympathy. They all looked charming in the beginning. Her hand shook around the warm cup. No, he's not like other people. The clerk raised a brow. Dangerous? She swallowed. Yes. He leaned closer, lowering his voice. If he's hurting you, tell the police. Amelia wanted to laugh and cry all at once. Lucien wasn't someone the police could help with. She wasn't even sure Lucien was someone anyone could help with. When she finally stepped outside, the streetlights were back on. Warm, bright, alive. Lucien would stay away. For now. The only place she could go safely under the city lights was her friend's place. Zara. Zara lived on the other side of the city in a well-lit neighborhood, a place Lucien's shadow couldn't reach. Amelia grabbed a taxi and whispered, Please, just drive fast. Zara's apartment, a place of light. Zara opened the door wearing pink pajamas and holding a bowl of popcorn. Amelia, what the hell? Are you okay? She said, pulling her inside. Amelia burst into tears the moment she stepped into the safe warmth of the apartment. Zara hugged her tight. Shh, you're safe here. Talk to me. Amelia shook with sobs. Zara, Lucien isn't human. Something is wrong with him. I saw things. I felt things. Zara gently guided her to the couch. Start at the beginning. And Amelia did. She told Zara everything. The strange behavior, the cabin in the woods, the photograph of Evelyn, the ring, the messages, the shadows that didn't match. When she finished, Zara's face was pale. Okay, Zara whispered. That's honestly terrifying. But let's not jump to supernatural conclusions. I'm not making it up, Amelia said, voice cracking. He doesn't leave footprints. He moves without sound. He's freezing cold. He knew everything about me before we even met. Zara took a deep breath. Then we need proof. Amelia blinked. Proof? Yes, if we want help, from police, from anyone, we need something real, something we can show. Amelia hesitated. But Lucien, he avoids light. Zara nodded. Then we force him into it. Amelia shook her head quickly. No, if he finds out where I am, Zara held her hand. He won't get inside. My windows are sealed, the lights here don't go off, and I live on the 5th floor. You're safe. Amelia's body slowly relaxed. Safer here than anywhere else. Zara pulled out her laptop. Let's start with Evelyn. Searching for Evelyn, Zara typed the name Evelyn Ward Missing London into the search bar. Amelia felt her pulse quicken. Several results appeared. Unsettling ones. A headline from 7 years ago. London woman Evelyn Hartwell, 28, missing, last seen with mysterious man. Another article from a smaller local blog. Witness claims Evelyn left with an unidentified male, no records found. And another. Family says Evelyn was scared of her new partner before disappearance. Amelia's heart pounded harder. Zara clicked the first one. A photo popped up on the screen. The same woman from the cabin. Amelia covered her mouth with her hand. Oh my God, that's her. Zara zoomed into the photo. Evelyn smiled brightly, dark hair flowing in the wind. But Amelia's eyes locked onto a second figure in the background. Slightly blurred, barely visible, but unmistakable. Lucien, standing behind Evelyn, watching her, just like he watched Amelia. Zara's face drained of color. This is not normal, Amelia whispered. He hasn't aged, not even a little. Zara opened more articles. Every witness description of Evelyn's mysterious boyfriend matched Lucien. Tall, dark, handsome, cold voice. One article mentioned something chilling. Evelyn told a friend she felt watched even when she was alone. Amelia's hands trembled. That's what I feel. Zara took a shaky breath. There's more. She clicked on a missing person form, scrolling, and then a post titled, "He doesn't age. He watches, he waits. Be careful." Zara clicked it. Amelia leaned in as the screen displayed a paragraph. To anyone dating a man named Lucien Ward, leave. He isn't what he seems. My sister Evelyn disappeared. She said he knew things nobody should. She said he was cold. She said he didn't blink. She said she felt like she was being prepared for something. And then one day, she vanished. Amelia felt sick. Another comment underneath. We saw a man like him in France. He doesn't leave footprints. And another. My cousin said he drains the life out of people he loves. Zara shut the laptop. The room fell silent, both women breathing hard. Amelia, Zara whispered, you need to stay away from him. I tried, she said, voice shaking. He finds me anyway. Zara grabbed both of Amelia's hands. You're not alone. We'll figure this out. Amelia nodded weakly, but her relief shattered instantly because her phone buzzed. Zara frowned. Who is that? Amelia already knew. She unlocked the screen. A message from Lucien. You're with your friend. Her throat closed. Another message arrived. I didn't want you to involve her. Zara grabbed the phone. No. How does he know where you are? Amelia looked toward the window, not at the glass, at the shadow behind it. A tall, dark silhouette stood outside Zara's fifth-floor apartment. Impossible height, impossible balance, impossible presence. Staring in, watching, waiting. Zara froze in horror. What? What is that? Amelia's voice was barely a whisper. Lucien. Her phone buzzed again. Come outside, Amelia. I won't ask again. The shadow on the balcony didn't move, didn't breathe, didn't blink, just watched. Zara whispered, terrified. He can't come in, right? No, Amelia said, shaking. He can't enter while the lights are on. Then we're safe. Another message from Lucien appeared. Electricity is fragile. And then, all the lights in Zara's apartment flickered. For the first time in her life, Amelia heard Zara whisper a prayer. But Amelia knew. It wouldn't help. Lucien wasn't a man. He was something older, darker, patient, and he had come to take back what he believed was his. Story 5, the night he finally showed his true form. Amelia ran. She didn't think. She didn't breathe. She didn't look back. Her lungs burned as she sprinted down the dim streets of Berlin, snow crunching under her boots, every shadow looking like it would reach out and grab her. The city felt unfamiliar, wrong, distorted, like it was folding in on itself. And behind her, she heard footsteps, slow, deliberate, not rushed, as if the person chasing her didn't need to run, as if he knew she could never escape. Amelia, Lucien's voice floated through the cold wind, smooth and calm. You're trembling. Come back. I won't hurt you. The lie echoed after her like a ghostly thread. She ran faster. The stranger who stopped her, a police car, appeared at the end of the street. Amelia waved frantically. Help! Please, help me! The officer stepped out. Tall, rugged blonde hair, around 35. His badge read, Officer Adrian Keller. What happened? He asked, voice steady. My boyfriend, no, not my boyfriend. Lucien, he's following me, breaking into my home, watching me. He won't stop. Her words tangled together like terrified knots. Adrian immediately guided her behind him. It's all right. You're safe. Stay behind me. But even he tensed when he saw Lucien approach. Lucien didn't look human in that moment. Snowflakes landed on him, but didn't melt. His eyes didn't blink, and his shadow on the ground was missing. Adrian took a defensive stance. "Sir, don't come closer. Stand back." Lucien's cold gaze flickered to the officer. "Move aside. She belongs with me." "She doesn't belong to anyone," Adrian answered firmly. Lucien tilted his head slowly, studying Adrian with fascination. "You're brave. That's rare." And then, every streetlight around them exploded. Amelia screamed, ducking as glass rained down. Adrian shielded her with his arm. When the sparks faded, Lucien was gone, but his voice echoed from everywhere and nowhere. "You can't protect her, officer." Adrian grabbed Amelia's trembling hands. "Come with me. We need to get you somewhere safe." She didn't argue. There was no time. The safe house. Adrian drove her to a small police safe house outside the city. A plain cabin, reinforced windows, thick wooden door, surrounded by forest. Amelia sat near the fireplace, hugging her knees. Adrian made her tea. "You're shaking." "I'm terrified," she whispered, voice cracking. "I don't understand what he wants." Adrian sat across from her. "Tell me everything. Start from the beginning." She told him everything. The roses, the shadow, the window opening by itself, the feeling of being watched, the messages. Adrian listened carefully. His jaw tightened slightly when she mentioned the journal. When she finished, he asked, "Amelia, did Lucien ever mention a last name before you told him?" "Yes. Ward." "Why?" Adrian exhaled slowly. "Because there is no Lucien Ward in Berlin. No residency records, no travel records, no employment, no ID, nothing." Her blood turned to ice. "It's like he appeared out of nowhere," Adrian continued. "And the strange incidents? Snow responding to him? Lights failing? No shadow. Amelia, this is not a normal man." She nodded silently. She knew. She had known for a while. But hearing someone else say it made the horror real. Adrian leaned closer. "I'm going to protect you, I promise. Whatever he is, he won't get to you." A fragile tear rolled down her cheek, but at that very moment, the cabin lights flickered. Adrian's expression hardened. "Stay here. Don't move." He grabbed his gun and stepped outside. Amelia stood, heart hammering. She walked toward the window, slowly, terrified but unable to stop herself. Outside, the forest swayed in the wind. Snow glowed faintly in the moonlight, and standing between the trees was Lucien, still, silent, watching her. No breath, no movement. Just those empty, ocean-dark eyes. Amelia stumbled back, gasping, and the window glass cracked, just slightly, like an invisible finger had traced it. Lucien whispered through the crack, "I told you not to hide from me." The attack, Adrian burst back inside. "Get away from the window." He pulled Amelia behind him. The lights flickered again. Once, twice, then died completely. Darkness swallowed the cabin. Something moved outside. Footsteps that weren't quite footsteps. Soft, gliding, wrong. Adrian held his gun steady. "Amelia, go into the back room. Lock the door. Now." She stumbled toward the hallway, but before she reached it, the front door creaked. Not opened, not kicked. Creaked, as if someone on the other side simply thought it open. The door slid open an inch. Cold air poured inside, and then, thump. Something slammed the door open with unnatural force. Amelia screamed. Adrian fired 3 shots. The bullets hit nothing. They passed through the doorway like he was shooting at air. Adrian cursed and reloaded. Lucien's voice floated in, warm, soft, almost loving. "You're making this difficult, Amelia. Come to me. Adrian shouted, "Stay back. I'm warning you." Lucien's voice turned dark. "You've touched what belongs to me, officer. You shouldn't have done that." A shadow moved behind Adrian, but it wasn't a human shadow. It was tall, twisted, wrongly shaped, like a creature crawling on the ceiling. "Adrian!" Amelia cried. The officer turned just as something slammed into him. Hard. He crashed into the wall with a sickening crack. Blood sprayed across the wooden floor. "No!" Amelia screamed. Lucien stepped through the doorway at last. He didn't walk. He glided, feet not touching the ground. His eyes weren't human anymore. They were black, liquid black. His smile was the coldest thing she had ever seen. "You've run enough," he whispered. "Come to me, Amelia." She backed away, trembling violently. "Stay away from me." Lucien extended his hand. "You don't understand yet. You think this is horror, but this is love. My love." His voice softened, almost heartbreakingly gentle. "I chose you. I watched you for months. I learned your fears, your desires, your pain, because I wanted to give you everything you lacked." Tears spilled down her cheeks. "Breaking into my home, hurting Adrian. That's not love, it's obsession." Lucien's expression changed, slowly, almost sadly. "Obsession is just love without limits." He reached for her, and the room temperature dropped so sharply that Amelia's breath turned to frost. She turned to run, but something invisible wrapped around her wrist, pulling her back, holding her. Lucien stepped closer until his cold breath touched her ear. "You can't escape me, Amelia. Not anymore. Not ever." Story 6. The truth he never wanted her to know. Lucien's cold grip tightened around Amelia's wrist. Not painfully, but with a terrifying gentleness, the kind that said, "I own you." She trembled as an invisible force pulled her toward him. "Let me go!" she cried. Lucien whispered, "I crossed worlds for you, Amelia. You can't walk away from me." And then, he changed. His shadow stretched unnaturally across the walls. His skin glowed like moonlit frost. His eyes turned black and bottomless. "I am not from your world," he said. "I came from the Veil, a realm between life and death." Amelia froze. You're dead?" Lucien smiled coldly. "Names don't matter, but you, Amelia, you mattered." He touched her cheek. "Your loneliness was a signal. I felt it. I followed it." Her voice cracked. "That isn't love. That's obsession." Lucien tilted his head slowly. "Obsession is just a form of love without limits." Amelia backed away, but something invisible yanked her wrist forward. A glowing frost-like mark burned beneath her skin. Lucien whispered, "I marked you. You're mine across worlds." Adrian groaned from the floor, barely conscious. Lucien looked at him with disgust. "He interfered. I should end him." "No!" Amelia shouted. Lucien raised a hand. But that moment, the veil mark on Amelia's wrist began glowing violently, a bright burning white. Lucien's expression twisted in shock. "No! Amelia, stop! You'll tear the connection!" She screamed as the mark burned like fire and ice. He lunged for her, but she pushed him away with everything inside her. "Let me go!" Light exploded. Lucien's body slammed into the wall with a crack. The entire cabin shook. His form flickered, glitching like shattered reflections. "Amelia, don't do this," he whispered, voice breaking for the first time. "I chose you. I loved you." She stood shaking, tears falling like rain. "You never loved me. You tried to own me." The mark glowed brighter. Lucien screamed, black veins crawling up his neck, his figure splitting like glass under pressure. "Amelia, stop! If the mark breaks, I can't return to the Veil. I will die here." Amelia sobbed, but her voice was steady. You should never have come into my life. The mark pulsed. A deafening blast ripped through the room. Lucien's body shattered. Into light, into dust, into nothing. His last whisper drifted through the collapsing shadows. Amelia, I only wanted warmth. Then silence. The cabin went still. The temperature rose. The shadows faded. Lucien Ward, whatever he truly was gone. Amelia collapsed to her knees, crying. Adrian crawled to her, weak but alive. It's over, he whispered. Amelia looked at her wrist. The veil mark now a faint scar, cold but harmless. She exhaled shakily. No, she whispered. It will never be over. Not really. Because some loves don't end. They haunt. They linger. And somewhere, deep in the unseen layers of reality, a soft voice echoed, I'll find you again.